Good day and welcome to this next edition of Tourismus Namibia, our weekly show where we bring you a couple of topics and then obviously destinations and to the point. My name is Frank Steffen. I'll be leading you through this show. Hopefully you'll find it interesting, but up first is topics. Right, topics it is, and the first one is hunting trophies, obviously a big problem for Namibia, because despite Namibia and other southern African countries' opposition to a bill that wants to ban the importation of hunting trophies to the United Kingdom, the British Parliament voted in favour of it last week. So although it was approved by members of Parliament, the bill will now be further investigated by the House of Lords of the British Parliament. And the ban will apply to around 6,000 species and will include trophies of animals such as lions, rhinos and elephants. So those who supported the bill feared it could be blocked after more than 30 amendments were tabled. However, after the government accepted two proposals to establish an advisory board on hunting trophies and to limit the Secretary of State's power to add new species to the list to which the ban would apply, the other proposed amendments were dropped. So several scientists, environmentalists, conservationists and African community leaders have expressed their concerns, saying that this ban could shrink wildlife numbers, which could seriously affect communities. This is quite a serious item because in Namibia, obviously sustainable tourism is all about hunting as well. People can't survive only of tourism. It's just not possible. So unless people suddenly decide to invest huge money as a sort of conservation allowance, people will turn away from it, and that's the big danger. Then your population of game will truly diminish quite substantially, I'm quite sure. Right, and on the second one today, we've got the tour guide stats. Tour guide sets of a total of 536 tour guides that are operating in Namibia have been registered for accreditation. This was a recent thing. We spoke about it on the show. Of these, 75.2% were Namibians, followed by 4.7% guides from the DRC, dear Zimbabwe. French guides were actually 2.8%, and so on and so on. You can obviously see the stats on the board there. This is according to statistics based on the National Tour Guide Survey, which the Tourism Ministry launched during February to assess the available capacity of trained tour guides in Namibia post-COVID-19. Now, the survey data shows that 5.6% of these tour guides work on freelance basis, while only 17% are employed on a permanent basis with a company. Both unemployed guides and self-employed guides stand at 8% respectively, while 7% are employed full-time and 3% are trainees. 3% that is, are trainees. Looking at experience, the statistics shows that 50% of the guides have more than 10-year experience and 6% are new graduates. Meanwhile, 12% of registered tour guides in Namibia are female, while 88% are male. Talk about domination, so clearly there you've got a problem which needs some addressing. But then on the other hand, while we have so many guides, the question is, even if females were now to be added, who will employ them? Anyway, those are our topics for today. Up next, we've got destinations. Yeah, welcome back on destinations. Today we look at Bushman Art Gallery. That's obviously in Windhoek. And it was Precious and Gintanapo who actually supplied us with the information. Here you can see it actually. It's in the middle of town. You see the German church on the right-hand side there. Just across from it on the left-hand side, Wendel Shopping Centre. So it's really smack bang in the middle of Independence Road. In one of these older buildings. If I remember correctly, it's even part of the Garteman building. If we look at this map here you can see it more, a little bit clearly. The post office just sort of across from it, just down the road, and there you've got Bushman Art Gallery. And so Precious was able to talk to them, and so she takes a peek inside the arts and crafts shop of entrepreneurs, and actually just got a good impression of what was going on in there. She obviously compiled the video for us, which you will be able to watch just now. But clearly here on the photos already, you can see there's a lot of different stuff that they offer to you. So if you're interested, here's the video.
Hi, my name is Nicola Hornikel and I am the owner of the Bushman Art Gallery in Windhoek. The gallery has been in existence now for nearly 40 years, 43 years I think now. My parents established Bushman Art in 1990. Is my calculation correct? Yeah, basically because when we got independent, or before independence, we had a lot of Windhoek people here who wanted to take home souvenirs from Namibia, and that's how my dad started running the shop. He himself collected Bushman artifacts for himself because he was so intrigued by the whole culture. And when the Windhoek people came, he started traveling Namibia and Angola for Bushman artifacts themselves, and then decided that this would be a good idea to start a shop. And when they did, when they had the big opening, he got lost in Kokerveld with a bunch of friends because the car broke down, and at that time we didn't have any cell phones, and yeah, they were lost for about a week. So my mom had to do the opening herself with us as help, or not big help then because it was still small, but yeah.
Hi, I'm Lucas from Bushman Art. I'm showing the Himba head as you see it, and these are their traditional things that they wear. As you see, this is a calabash. I don't know how you guys call it in Chwamba. I think it's onjupa, where they put their milk and yeah. And there, where you see it, is their house. There is fire also inside, as you see. And the lady there, is how they live, and this their clothes. They wear is a Himba woman belt. It's made of cow leather, I think, and some beads. And these are necklace, also made of leather also. Yeah, I think everything they're made in leather. And this is the drum that they use to call their cattle so that they can come back home. They blow it, but me, I don't know how to blow it because I'm not a human. They blow it like this, they sound, then the cow, they come back. What again? My name is Mr. Lucas Changongo. We get Bushman Art. Introducing for you some masks like this. These are masks that you can find in Namibia and Angola because the tribe, This is a Bushman hunting set. That is an arrow and bow, digging stick, and the arrow inside here. With the, yeah. They use this arrow also to shoot even big animals. They put poison on it, where they shoot animals today. They live, and the animals will die with for poison, and later by tomorrow they will come and fall. All of these Bushman set. Yes, you see inside here.
Right, and that was Bushman Art Gallery, brought to us by Precious, my young colleague. And up next we've got the Nomad African Spa. Now this one you'll find also in Windhoek, and it's closer to Marua Shopping Centre. So the main road that you sort of see curving up there from left to right is the Yanyonka Road, and it's obviously at the height where the luxury hills are. That's where you find the Nomad African Spa. Here you can see it more clearly. This is obviously part of the beginning of the luxury hill suburb, quite clearly marked. You can't drive past it. So it's a place of transformation, rejuvenation, and connection. That's how they describe themselves. Nomad is a social conscious wellness company with its ethos firmly rooted in indigenous knowledge. As the name indicates, they will take you on a journey beyond the traditional confines of a day spa. Nomad African Spa is an elevated and integrated wellness experience designed to evoke a true sense of rejuvenation and transformation. And you can clearly see there it's a place where you can enjoy yourself, something different, have a bit of a massage or whatever it is, some wellness performance on you, just get rejuvenated. But we've also got a video for you.
Hello, my name is Mary Ann Akwene. I'm a mother and a business owner, and I was born and bred in Windhoek, Namibia. And my previous life, I used to be an aviator. I was Namibia's first black female pilot before becoming an entrepreneur.
All right, so what inspired you to begin a beautiful business like today?
My business was really inspired by people, really empowering the girl child, because I'm deeply believe that if you empower a woman, you change so many lives, and that's where it started. It's purely by upskilling and empowering a young woman so that she can better her life.
Okay, so we're speaking about your business. What business is this?
Nomad is a holdings company that has 3 entities. So we do training where the actual upskilling and the heart lies, and then we have spas, wellness destinations, as well as we manufacture our own products. So we have a little ecosystem within the wellness world.
Okay, now changing your career path from being an aviator to being an entrepreneur, how has that transition been?
It's been quite challenging. Before, it was all about me and thinking about me and you know, focusing on my career. And when you are an entrepreneur, it's really, you take the back seat, because now you have to think about others and put them first and make sure that their needs are taken care of, growing the company so that everybody can transition and become better and better as we all go. So that was the main, the 2 different areas of working for myself as well as starting a business.
Okay, so can you add to that also, what are some of the challenges that you face today?
The challenges of any entrepreneur's journey is really the support in terms of starting a business, going through the changes of it evolving into an established brand. That it's all steps that takes a lot from financially, your time. So that is the main thing that was really challenging. It's just that you have to give so much of yourself before you get it back. This is our retail space. This is where we sell our products from to the guest that visits the homestay.
All right, so what are some of the products that you do sell here?
So we manufacture, our main aim of our cosmetics is mahangu. So we manufacture our cosmetics lines from mahangu seeds, and that is the main product that we sell. So it's from sea salt to massage oils, bath oils, and things like that. So all about self-care.
Okay, are these products locally manufactured, or how do you go about it?
Yes, they're locally manufactured. We make it ourselves, bottle it here, and we distribute from.
Okay, speaking about manufacturing, your staff, how many do you have and where do they come from? Is it around town?
So, like I said initially, so there's three components of the business. So our staff complement at the moment is 24. So from manufacturing all the way through to the admin staff, that is the engine of the business. From the training, we also train visually impaired women who are blind and visually impaired in the art of massaging. And some of them are not able to work within the industry. So it doesn't mean because you're blind you automatically will make a good therapist, and some of them are the ones that we use in the manufacturing, from mixing the soils to putting up the label and so on. It just depends on the severity of the visual impairment.
Okay, so when did this program start and how long do you plan on continuing?
Is there going to be a stop? I don't think so. So Nomad started in 2015. That's how long we've been going. The training part of it really started a bit earlier, 2008, if I can recall correctly. So we started with purely with sighted students, where we would give them the skill, but we found that they could not find work. We found that the industry was not receptive to these young ladies because they did not go the traditional route of training, be it in beauty schools and so on. And that's how we then decided to establish our own place as a way of, it's almost like an in-service training program where they train and then they're also able to work and earn an income. That really was our start, the beginning of the program. And then later on we started then getting in ladies with visual impairment, and that program has been successful because one of our very first visually impaired students is now accepted at UNAM to study physiotherapy. So it just shows you that once you invest in somebody, it can really transform their lives beyond what we even imagined possible.
All right, so not only are you brave to begin your own establishment, but also to empower local and other women.
That is our foundation. That is what we stand for. We really stand on uplifting and empowering young women.
Okay, so some of the clients that you have here, can you say they're mostly Namibian? Are they from abroad? Do you have
most
international?
Of the clients, we get a lot of support from locals, which we are grateful for because of the understanding of the program. We believe that if you're taking care of your well-being, in turn you're actually helping another young woman come through the training. So locals do support us very much, but we also have a huge support from the international community. People visiting Namibia do come through because they hear about the program and they really want to support. They understanding that the whole concept of conscious traveler, it's not about just myself. Let me see what else can I do to give back, even though I'm having a good time. And that philosophy is really on par with what we stand for, and we get a lot of tourists that come through because we don't just stand for beauty. It's about well-being, but also the thread that makes us different is that we are very much Afrocentric, meaning we use our old ancient wisdom. We use the way that the Himba people use wellness, and we incorporate it in our treatments. So for the tourists, that is amazing. They want to experience that because they will not have it anywhere else but Nomad.
Right, and that was Nomad Spa, and up next we've got To the Point. Right, and today under To the Point, we've got an interesting subject. It's all about wildlife vets. My colleague Katharina Moser actually joined them, and here on the photos you can see already. So they reckon caring for and managing wildlife populations in Africa needs an expert hand. In Namibia, most farmers rely on the renowned wildlife vets Namibia for medical assistance for their game. So NMH journalist Katharina Moser thus accompanied Dr. Ulf Tubezing and Mariska Beisterbosch, quite well known in this country, to their latest job on the commercial game farm Klaverberg, where they've been preparing selected antelope bulls for the upcoming game auction. Against widespread prejudice, commercial game farming can be an important aspect of wildlife conservation as it generates the income needed to manage the valuable herds. So we've got a little video for you just to sort of get an impression of what was actually happening there.
Dart works on impact. You've got a needle and a gel collar, or some of them have a wire barb to make sure that the dart doesn't come out of the animal immediately on impact. You've got in front, have you got a dart chamber? There's a little plunger, and at the back you've got a little explosive charge. So as the dart hits, the explosive charge is going off and the drug is being injected into the animal within a split second. So it's a very fast injection.
Okay. So we're busy darting sables at the moment. So the helicopter is up with the vet, and once the animal starts showing signs, then the helicopter will call us in. As you heard the radio now, the animal is darted. So we slowly will move in just now. What is very important with ruminants, because they produce a lot of gas, is that they always lie on their sternum, so they must lie on their belly. So once we get to the animal, we make sure it's lying nicely, and then we start working with the animal, and then we take it from there.
Not all wildlife have horns. Some people just go for the horn length, but you've also got to go, I believe, you've got to look at the whole animal. You can get a kudu that's got very big horns, but the body is
Masculinity, an expression of...
Yeah, so you've got to look at that masculinity in the bull. But I think with my experience, and I've been breeding with kudus, because we're in the mountains, it's very difficult to breed a big bull, because the big bulls come out of the mountains. So what we do is, the moment we wean we still do selective breeding, but the moment we wean our animals, we put them into the mountains. Because there's something, I don't think you can feed them what they need. They've got to know themselves. But it's an exciting experience.
Also the breeding of an antelope where you have male and female having horns, like a sable or roan. You can select animals on horn genetics, both male and female. In a kudu or impala or nyala, where the female doesn't have horns, you can only basically select the males, and then eventually you use the female offspring from those males, but it just takes a lot longer. It's a lot more difficult to sort of try and breed up a herd that has sort of got superior genetics. It takes a lot longer.
Wat spreekt hem nou?
Dat net ketamine. Die enige nadeel van ketamine is dat ons het nie 'n antidote nie. So dit moet self nou uit die liggaam. Dit is 'n maklike volgende keer van die suiker.
हाँ ड्राइवी आया जाएंगे
Right, and those were wildlife vets. We've always wanted to join them on an excursion, so I'm glad Katharina was able to join them. This brings us to the end of today's show. I hope you enjoyed the content, and I'll be seeing you in another week's time, same place, at the same time. Until then, look after yourself, and bye.